What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. Today we gotta talk about Time Wonderland and how their token Time just lost 99% of its value, and this is due to the actions and recklessness of one known scammer who managed to destroy the reputation of this project. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get to it. So meet Time Wonderland. They were simply claiming to be the first decentralized cross-chain reserved currency protocol, and all of this was meant to be happening on the Time token, which was meant to be a DAO treasury token that you can yield and stake and get high rewards from. If you look at their stake times, you are looking at 65,000% APY that they were promising. And despite this being a huge red flag, people still FOMO'd into Time Wonderland. Everything was going smooth when they launched around September, had a great run. The price of Time literally went from $800 all the way up to $14,000 per single Time token. Yes, this token had a wild run, and that is because of marketing. If you look at their Twitter following, they still had 163k followers, so they marketed themselves well, being a fork of Olympus DAO. Now, despite this great run, you can see right here around November 22nd time frame, when they reached their all-time high, the price started declining, and that is because of the high APYs and the highest APR that they were promising. They couldn't keep up with it. The Ponzinomics started to fall down, so of course, while the price was tanking down from 14k, they were taking profits. Who are they? They are none other than Daniele and his partner Michael Patron. Now I want you to focus on this Michael Patron character, because right around the corner when Time Wonderland started tanking, people started accusing Daniele and both Michael to being reckless because of the promises they were making. They tried to do a little bit of everything, pretty much taking too much money from the treasury and just investing it pretty much everywhere to get high returns. Now that damaged the reputation and the brand of Time Wonderland a little bit. People started pulling out their investments. And then, as you know, people started digging a bit further about these characters, and sure enough, they found out that Daniele's co-founder and partner, that Michael Patron character, is this guy right here. He was a known scammer and also was a former convict in the federal prison of the United States, and also a co-founder of a major cryptocurrency exchange that went down way back in 2019. This was a Canadian exchange, and that is this exchange right here, QuadrigaCX. Remember this QuadrigaCX? Netflix just made a huge documentary about them, going over the whole story of QuadrigaCX, and the founder of QuadrigaCX is this young man right here, Gerald Cotten. He allegedly faked his own death and ran away with almost $250 million of investors' funds. This is Bitcoin, of course, and he somehow faked his death and disappeared from India. His wife just came out of nowhere, emailing everybody, telling them, hey, you cannot get your money back because this guy just died. Even his death certificate was bogus. There was a lot of errors and discrepancies in the death certificate. So watch that Netflix documentary. It's called Trust No One. You will follow the whole story of QuadrigaCX and how everything pretty much fell down. People are still losing their money, and he died with the keys. So that exchange went down. Fast forward a few years later, his co-founder, this Michael Patron character, started working on Time Wonderland, joining the Wonderland team, and the rest is as you know it. Soon as people find out what happened to Time Wonderland, you can see the tweets. Everybody was panicking, wanting their money out, and that is pretty much what accelerated the downfall of that price. Further down from January onwards, you can see that the price has fallen flat, and as we speak, Time Wonderland has lost 99% of its value. It is likely that this price will never ever recover So because of this Michael Petrin guy, who was later found out to have a real name by the name of Omar Danini, he was locked up in a federal prison for not only doing credit card frauds, but he was also helping people disappear, allegedly making out fake papers, giving people fake identities. So who knows, he might have cut a deal with Gerald Cotten, probably gave him a new ID, and maybe helped him even get a new surgery to just completely disappear and vanish with people's money. So the price of Time Wonderland have been suffering ever since that. The other guy, the founder, Daniele, have been trying to do damage control, rage quits to give people their money back. He has been working tirelessly trying to fix this project, but most likely the reputation of this, it's just like Splash. Once something like that come out, whether it's an exploit or just people find out about who are the real devs behind these projects, they tend to fall very flat. But people finding out about that safuu character, who pretty much is a known scammer, is not the only reason Time Wonderland went down. This was a Ponzi scheme from the get-go. It's an Olympus DAO fork. You all know 65,000% APYs is just not sustainable. This is what they are not telling you. Anybody who is promising you these high APYs, you're gonna want to look into price volatility before you get into them. These APYs are getting ridiculous by the day, and just staking to get this much money is absolutely ridiculous. They had their TVLs and everything locked in. Wonderland was just growing. Wonderland was just growing by the day. And this, unfortunately, is the dangers of DeFi. You have to be cautious. You don't know who are the people you are giving your money to, no matter how much they promise you. Always look into them before you invest your money in it, because DeFi is completely different from Bitcoin. A lot of newbies in the DeFi space will tell you, well, Satoshi was anonymous. Yes, Satoshi was anonymous, but he did not pre-mine Bitcoin. He released it to the public so everybody can get a piece of it. Anybody could have mined as much Bitcoin as you wanted if you were around back in 2010, which most of us were not. But Satoshi gave people opportunities to run the network as well. He used to switch off his machines on and off just to allow other miners or the early Bitcoin miners to get in as well. So for somebody like that who still have 1 million Bitcoin in his wallet right now that haven't moved for the last 10 years, whether he's dead or alive, if he's alive, that makes him pretty much a saint who doesn't want to rug you. If Satoshi wanted to rug Bitcoin, he would have done it long time ago. But with these greedy DeFi devs, i.e. the safuu guy from Time Wonderland, or Daniele, or any of these other devs who are just calling all of these protocols DeFi when this in fact has nothing to do with DeFi. A lot of protocols can be exploited. The code is the law, and whoever writes the code writes the law. Every developer, every DeFi developer knows this exactly. The code is the law, and whoever writes the code controls the smart contract on top of that layer that they so-called built, programmed, and are shilling it to you so that they can make some money off of you. So be cautious. They might call this decentralized finance, but I don't see nothing decentralized into these protocols. I only see cash grabs and programmed pump and dumps with some tidbits here and there to try to convince you that these platforms are legit. Now it is up to you. Now it is your responsibility, you the viewer, to do some research into the next Time Wonderland, pretty much the next Olympus DAO fork, the next node project, the next project that is claiming to be like the Drip network or whatever. It is your responsibility to do some research in it. This is what I am urging you to do, because you never know. With Time Wonderland, people who are buying time right up here around 8,000, 5,000, they pretty much lost everything. This is what no one is talking about. When it's pretty, when it's right up here, everyone wants to shill it to you when it's going up. Try to convince you that everything is cool. But when it's down here and the price are falling flat, they're just gonna move on to the next project. So invest into DeFi, yes, but invest into DeFi wisely. In conclusion, do your research, like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.